Welcome back into the Sporting News studio. I'm Stephen Levine, sitting alongside Tom Vandervoort. And Tom, Shea Weber, top defenseman for the Nashville Predators, has signed an offer sheet from the Philadelphia Flyers upwards of $100 million. Can the Predators hold on to this guy?
Well, they need to. I mean, they want to, certainly, and they need to. Apparently, there's $26 million front-loaded on this thing, and they have to come up with that money. The annual average value of the contract is something they can probably match. But can they come up with a figure that's, I don't know, close to a fifth of the total franchise value of the Nashville Predators franchise and give it to Shea Weber up front? That's really the question that they have. And if they don't, they'll get some draft picks, but it's not really going to be good compensation for Shea Weber.
Well, and you consider the fact that they've already lost Ryan Suter, which was Shea Weber's defensive partner. How depleted would they be if they lost Shea Weber as well?
It's an incredibly devastating blow, and it's a really important moment for Nashville. They built themselves up slowly to be a top team in the Western Conference, a cup contending team, you would even say, especially with Ryan Suter, Shea Weber, and the goaltender Pekka Rinne. But they lose two of those three guys. They're almost, I won't say they're right back where they started from, but that's a devastating blow. Hockey had become very important in that town. They were poised to take the next step. A lot of money gets thrown at Suter. He leaves. Now a lot of money gets thrown at Shea Weber. If he leaves, it's again, a devastating blow for that team.
And you called Sporting News hockey writer Jesse Spector and asked him if he was surprised that this offer came as it did.
How surprised were you that he got an offer sheet and that was from the Flyers?
I'm surprised given the climate of the NHL in recent years that he's gotten an offer sheet because it's really become taboo. But if there's a guy worth breaking that taboo for, it's got to be Shea Weber, one of the best defensemen in the league, a Norris Trophy finalist the last couple of years. For the Flyers to do it, I think that if there was a team that you wouldn't be surprised would make a big, bold, sweeping move, it would be the Philadelphia Flyers. Paul Holmgren is a general manager who is the least fearful in the entire NHL when it comes to making big, bold, sweeping moves. You saw it last year when he traded both Mike Richards and Jeff Carter in the same offseason and then signed Jaromir Jagr and Ilya Brizgalov. You know that whether or not they match, there's going to be subsequent moves here, and it'll be really interesting to watch how the rest of the Flyers offseason unfolds.
All right, so from the Flyers' perspective, what are they trying to achieve? I mean, obviously they're getting a Norris Trophy finalist if this actually happens, but what is their thinking behind this move?
Well, clearly you got to think back to Chris Pronger, a guy that we don't know if he's ever going to play again, a cornerstone defenseman. He's a Hall of Fame defenseman. And replacing that cornerstone guy, a guy that's a defensive presence and eats minutes on the back end, that's an offensive presence that really makes everybody on your blue line better. They're trying to replace Chris Pronger. Don't forget they've already lost Matt Carl this offseason to the Tampa Bay Lightning. They picked up Luke Schenn from Toronto Maple Leafs. So they've got some work to do on the back end, especially if you look at how they performed in the playoffs last year, where the defensive play was just not up to standard.
All right, for Tom Vandervoort, I'm Stephen Levine. Thanks a lot for watching.